everyone. Today our topic for discussion is Brahmo Samaj. So my dear students, as we know that Brahmo Samaj was a socio-religious reform movement. The main aim of the Brahmo Samaj was to purify Hinduism and to preach monotheism. Brahmo Samaj started by Raja Ram Mohan Rai. As we know that Raja Ram Mohan Rai, he was born in 22nd May 1772 in Bengal. Raja Ram Mohan Rai, as we know that he started this movement. The main aim of the Brahmo Samaj was to reform the Hindu society. And we see that this Akbar second, Mughal Emperor Akbar second gave the title of Raja to Ram Mohan Rai, and Tagore referred Raja Ram Mohan Rai as a luminous star in the firmament of Indian history. As we know that is Raja Ram Mohan Rai, he was greatly influenced by modern Western thought, stressed on rationalism and modern scientific approach. Raja Ram Mohan Rai, he was attracted to Islamic monotheism. So far the word monotheism is concerned, we see that monotheism means belief in one God. So Raja Ram Mohan Rai was attracted to Islamic monotheism. He said that monotheism is also the fundamental message of Vedanta. So as we know that Hinduism is a polytheistic religion. Polytheistic religion means belief in many gods. Islam is monotheistic. So Raja Ram Mohan Rai, he believed in monotheism. And he says that monotheism is also a fundamental message of Vedanta. So far the word Vedanta is concerned, we see that Vedanta means the Hindu philosophy based on Upanishads. Clear? So at that time we see that Hinduism was dominated by priests and superstitions, idolatry, we see that animal sacrifice, physical torture was common to appease gods at that time. We see that in social life at that time, sati, female infanticide, child marriage, and social boycott of widows were common. So Raja Ram Mohan Rai, he started Atmiya Sabha in 1840. He founded Atmiya Sabha in Calcutta to campaign against idolatry, caste system, meaningless rituals, and other social evils. As we so far this Atmiya Sabha is concerned, we see the Atmiya Sabha simply means the friendly society. Later we see that this Atmiya Sabha, it was renamed as Brahmo Samaj in 1828. Atmiya Sabha, it was renamed as Brahmo Samaj. So Brahmo Samaj, it was started by Raja Ram Mohan Rai at Calcutta. Now the famous books. So far we see that the famous books of Raja Ram Mohan Rai is the Tuhfatul Mawahideen, a gift to the monotheists. Tuhfatul Mawahideen is the famous first published book of Raja Ram Mohan Rai. It was published on 1803. First published book, Tuhfatul Mawahideen. And second, in Pursuits of Justice. The famous newspapers which was started by Raja Ram Mohan Rai was Bengal Gazette. Bengal Gazette was a newspaper in English language. Brahminical magazine in 1821. Samvad Kumudi. He started Bengali weekly. Samvad Kumudi 1821. As we know, so dear students, this Samvad Kumudi, it was the first newspaper in Indian language. Samvad Kumudi. It was a Bengali weekly journal. And Brahminical magazine, Persian newspaper started by Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Miratul Akbar, a Persian newspaper, and Bengal Gazette. So Raja Ram Mohan Rai was the father of Indian Renaissance, the maker of modern India. So far the main important, we see that features of the Brahmo Samaj is concerned. We see that Brahmo Samaj, as we know, campaigned against caste system, untouchability, superstition. So Brahmo Samaj laid stress on for the emancipation of women. We see that the main agenda of the Brahmo Samaj was the crusade against abolition of sati. So Brahmo Samaj was against sati. So it was the efforts of the Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Finally we see that British government, they abolished sati on December 4, 1829. We see that Bengal sati regulation was passed which banned the sati custom. Sati custom means it was a custom of a Hindu widow, burning herself to death after after the death of her husband. After the death of her husband. Clear? So Sati, it was banned. It was because of the efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Sati was banned in 1820, December 4th December 1829. British Governor General Lord William Bentinck passed Bengal Sati Regulation Act, which banned the Sati practice in all jurisdictions of British India. Jurisdictions of British India. Clear? So Brahmo Samaj, it was against Brahmo Samaj, against caste system, against parda system, against child marriage, It focused on prayer, meditation, and we see that the reading of the scriptures, reading of scriptures. Clear? And we see that this Brahmo Samaj was in favor of the widow marriage, and we see that widow marriage, it was opposition to idol worship, and believed in monotheism. We see that this Brahmo Samaj, it greatly emphasis on female education and against caste system. As we know that Indian society was a caste-ridden society. It was divided into castes. So we see that this caste system was a big problem. We see that this was the main problem at that time for the unity of Indian people against British. So this Raja Ram Mohan Rai, he greatly stressed against and he started fighting against these evils, against the social evils which was prevalent in society at that time. Like we see that the Sati, it was finally banned with the efforts of Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Caste system, it was caste system, and we see that the education of the women, it stressed on great emphasis on female education. Clear? So we see that this Brahmo Samaj, the main aim was to reform Hinduism, and this Raja Ram Mohan Rai, he believed in English education, Western thought, Western scientific look and rationalism. You are strong believer. Clear? So we see that later this Raja Ram Mohan Rai, as he was died on 27th September 1833. कहाँ पे इसकी मौत होगी? United Kingdom, England में. When he visited England at that time, he visited England. So he died there in England 1833 में मरा वहीं पे Raja Ram Mohan Rai. So he is known as the father of Indian Renaissance. Why? Because he is a maker of modern India. Brahmo Samaj, the main aim of the Brahmo Samaj was to reform Hinduism, and also we see that it was a fighting against the evil practices which was prevalent in society at that time. So after his death, we see that this Brahmo Samaj got a leadership, great two leaders in the form of Kishab Chandra Sen and Adi. We see that Debendranath Tagore, they continued this Brahmo Samaj, Kishab Chandra Sen and Debendranath Tagore. Finally in 1866, Brahmo Samaj, it was split into two. Brahmo Samaj of India, led by Kishab Chandra Sen, and Adi Brahmo Samaj. It was led by Debendranath Tagore. Clear? So this was all about Brahmo Samaj. So dear students, वीडियो को देखने के साथ साथ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना ना भूलें.